Hello friends, this is Harshal and welcome to my YouTube channel, that is Harshal's Cloud. So in this video I'm going to explain you about CodeDeploy and how to deploy the code on how to deploy the application or the source code on EC2 instance. So let's get started. So here there are some steps you need to follow. The very first step that you need EC2 instance, because we want to host the application on that EC2 instance, and then you might there is the requirement of application, right? So if you have applications, then that is fine, but if you don't have application, then no need to worry, because we have a link where we can directly download the applications. Okay, so I'll put it in the description box in this video, so you can directly download those files. Okay, so let me tell you that how can we deploy the application. So the very first thing we are doing here, that we need an EC2 instance. Okay, so I'm going to launch an EC2 instance, right? So there is a EC2 instance, and there is number of instance we can mention here. Okay, I need only one instance. We can provide the server EC2 name, right? EC2 instance name, that is web server, right? It could be a web server. Okay, that's fine. Then if you go down, then you have to log in using key pair, right? You can do that by using key pair. If you don't have key pair, that is also no problem. Okay, you can also log in. You can also log in or take SSH using the different process. Okay, I'll tell you that how can you take the access of the server, right? So that's need not to worry. Okay, but I have here key. Okay, if you don't have key, then I tell you that how can you create the new key pair. So just click here on create new pair. Okay, so I just write here Harshal Cloud, right? And then okay, I write here Harshal, that's it. Okay, then create key pair. Okay, the key pair will be downloaded in your system, and then go down here for the web server, right? Hosting the web server, I mean the HTML page that you want to see, that you want to display on the internet. Okay, there is the requirement of port 80 or HTTP service, right? HTTP or HTTPS service. So both the service we have to allow here from the internet. Okay, and that is fine. And here in advanced details, you can, okay, here is the you need to create IAM profile. Okay, so to create IAM profile, I just open in new tab. Okay, so we are here in IAM management console. So I tell you that what kind of role, what kind of policies is the requirement is required here, right? So I'm going to create a role. Okay, the first role I'm going to create for EC2, right? EC2 role I'm going to create. So what kind of policies I have to attach? I have to attach EC2 CodeDeploy, right? CodeDeploy, EC2 CodeDeploy. Okay, so there is EC2 role for AWS CodeDeploy. So that policy is very important for the deployment of the code, right? And okay, then choose next. Okay, here I can write EC2 role for CodeDeploy. Okay, so give the name whatever you want. And okay, so here I want to add some other permission, that is S3 permission, right? So here what S3 bucket, here the EC2 instance should fetch the information from S3 bucket. Okay, the code source and the application, it could be stored or available in S3 bucket, right? And EC2 instance should have the access to S3 bucket. So that is why we need to edit this permission, and I want to add S3 permission also. So I'm going to add S3 permission here. So here Amazon full permission I'm assigning to it. So that is perfect. Okay, so there are two permissions right now, there are two policies I have attached to this role. Okay, and you can also add the tag, that is you can, okay, name EC2 code deploy. Yes, that's it. Okay, and here you can create the role. It is being created. So role is created. Okay, and this role is for the EC2 to access for AWS code deploy and to get the access of S3 bucket, right? So that's why we have created this role, and there is one more role we need to create, right? Different role we need to create. So just create the role. We need to create role for code deploy. So here is code deploy, right? So if you want to deploy the application on EC2 instance or in premise, then you better to select this code deploy, right? If you are going to deploy code on Lambda, then this one is useful, this role is useful for that. If you are going to ECS, Elastic Containerization Services, then this one is suitable. So we are going to deploy on EC2 instance, so that's why I check here. Okay, I checked in here and go to next. So no need to add the other policies. This policy itself, this role itself has enough policies, right? Enough access. Okay, so yeah, go to next, and here code deploy. That's it. Code deploy role. Okay, so again I'm creating the role. So yeah, two role has been created. The first one is code deploy role, okay, and the second one is for EC2 instance. So here we are in EC2 that we are launching here in EC2. So just click here for the refreshment of the page, so that it can be visible. The role is visible now, EC2 role for code deploy. So click here, and then if you go down, then okay, so right now we are in user data, right? So you can okay, so we need to install the AWS code deploy agent, right? Code deploy and code deploy service will deploy the code on EC2 instance, but there is a requirement of code deploy agent, right? So for that reason, what we are going to do, first you can directly launch the instance, that is fine, okay, and then you can install the agent, okay. And if you don't want to install the agent later on, then in that case what you have to do, you simply there is a script, okay, you can run this script, okay. The shebang option you can write here, okay, bin hash exclamatory sign bin bash, okay, that is called shebang. This is used for the script, okay. You can write the script here also in user data, and while while launching the instance, while actually launching the instance, this same command will be executed. Okay, and at the end of the uh, launching the instance, everything that you have mentioned here, the command, all will be executed and installed. So that is what we are doing here. Okay, so just kindly, what we are doing here, sudo yum -y update, it means that it will update the package updater. Okay, then yum install ruby, ruby will install, then wget will install. Okay, and then what happened here is, okay, so here is the code deploy agent will be installed later on, and then we provide the execute permission to that agent. Then here is auto, so that is sufficient. Okay, so if there is no aws cli or something like that, python pip, so that's why I have added there. There are two more command I have added, so just copy that. Okay, and if you, I need to check whether everything is perfect or not. So I have given the name, then okay, key pair is done, the key pair name is Harshal. Okay, and I allow HTTP and HTTPS traffic on internet. Then okay, so I am role is attached. Okay, and okay, so everything is perfect, and I'm going to launch the instance. So instance is launched, so we can view the instance here. Okay, if I refresh this page, okay, so we can view the instance here. The name is web server and the instance state is pending. Okay, it will be running in a moment. Okay, so so what we have done, we have created two roles. Okay, one role is for EC2 instance and one role is for code deploy service. Okay, so right now it is in running state, so we can connect to it and we can check if it is actually running or not. Okay, so I can take the EC2 instance connect by using this. The temporary key will be created and we can easily log in into this EC2 instance. So here we can see that. Okay, so here also we can check. Okay, okay, so right now what we have to do, we need to install, I have to download the code. Okay, I don't know that, I don't have any application, so AWS has already provided the sample application. Okay, you can also create your sample application, so that is fine. Okay, but if you don't have the sample application, then simply this link, just copy that link. Okay, and you can directly download the sample application files in your system. So here I am going here and okay, right, not here. Okay, I am going here and so I paste here and it started downloading. Okay, so if I do ls, then I can see this is sample linux.zip file. Okay, it is the zip file, right? And okay, so right now I need to unzip this file. Okay, so that's why unzip and sample Linux, so all will be unzip, the file will be unzip, and we can see that this one, these are the files. Okay, so scripts, yeah. Okay, so right now, okay, it's quite confusing. So what I do, I do one thing. I need to create a folder, I need to create a directory, mkdir demo. Okay, if I check, there is a demo. Okay, and I want to copy sample to demo. Why it's not going to copy? -r. Okay, right, so it's demo and it is copied. If okay, cd demo, if I do ls, so here is the zip file. Okay, and I'm going to unzip this file here, so it's sample and it is unzip. So now it's clearly seen. Okay, so that script, license, index, html, so all. Okay, so I just going to remove -rf sample file, and now you can see that all important files here. So right now what we have to do, so here there are all files available. Okay, and okay, so if I check that app-spec YAML file, right, and this is index.file, this is license.txt file. So that app-spec.yaml file is very important here, and that index.html file will be deployed on the server. Okay, where in var www html, and in html index.html file will be uploaded or host there. Okay, in the server. So in every server there is a var directory, right? So in the var directory www then html and then index.html file will be stored there, saved there, right, hosted there. Okay, so if I check the script like cd script, okay, there is a dependencies, right? So install dependencies, start server, stop server. So these are what are these? I'll tell you everything in detail, okay, in the next video. But in this video I'm just going to tell you that how can we deploy application on EC2 instance. That is what today's our agenda. So okay, so right now we have done our part. So right now what we have to do, we have to we have created this. Okay, we have created in instance. So right now we want to create a bucket. Okay, now S3 bucket is required. So to create S3 bucket, so here you can open the S3 console, AWS S3 dashboard, and you can create a bucket here. Okay, so create the bucket. bucket name should be unique, that is I give name here Herschel Cloud 222. okay, that is the bucket name. So AWS region, that is fine, EU West 1. okay, and the instance that we have created, that is EU West 1. That is absolutely perfect. And then you have to do bucket versioning. okay, it should be enabled, right? So this is very important. Bucket versioning is very, very important here. And okay, you can create the bucket. Now bucket is created. okay, here is the bucket and bucket is created. So what next? Now we can do one thing. We can create the application. okay, in CodeDeploy. So I open in new tab, CodeDeploy, and here in CodeDeploy what we have to do, there are 3 steps, there are 3 procedures. okay, 3 processes we have to do. That is, the very first process is to create the application, second one is create the deployment group, and the third one is to create the deployment. okay, these are 3 steps. okay, and there is one more step. okay, you can either deploy by using by creating the deployment, or you can do it by using the pipeline. okay, so you have there are 2 options you have got. okay, but the pipeline is very, very it is very important and it is very good option. okay, because it will deploy the code automatically. It has a certain automation. okay, so let me tell you, and you can check it out. So here we are here in the deploy. okay, CodeDeploy. Here you can see code commit, everything is in the developer tool. So code commit, code artifact, code build. So we have we check that code commit, then we have already learned about code build, and now we are going to learn about CodeDeploy. So just create the application, the very first step that we need to do. okay, just give the name. I give the name, that is my app. You can give whatever you want. okay, then there is EC2 premise. okay, I want to deploy my application on EC2 instance or on premise, whatever you have. So okay, create the application. Now after creating the application, you can see here create deployment group. That's what we are doing here. So give the name. So I'm giving the name, that is development, right? So I can give the name development prod. It could be the prod server, it could be a deployment environment, it could be a test environment. You can give anything name. okay, so but in the enterprise level, so there are 3 types of environments available, that is test environment, development environment, and the production environment. So production is very, very important. Development means that they are actually making the changes in development first, and then deploy on, then the deployment on production take place. So that is why we are doing here development, right? Then service role. okay, we had already created service role, that is CodeDeploy role, so it's easier for me. Now here you can see that in place and blue green. In place means if you don't want to use load balancer, or you don't want to use the that auto scaler, right? Auto scaling group. So in that case you can use in place. okay, it will not use load balancer and all that. okay, so for this video we keep it simple, okay, so that you understand very well. But in the next video in next 2-3 videos I will tell you everything in detail, what is load balancer, what is scaling group, auto scaling group. So everything will be come across, so don't worry about that. But right now just in place, and here you can click on Amazon EC2 instance, right? So we have already given the name to that instance, so whatever the tag you have given to the EC2 instance, that will be reflect here. Okay, so by name or by anything. Okay, so name is web server, that is okay. See, matching instance, okay, there is one unique match instance is found, so everything is good. And here install AWS code deploy agent, you don't need to do anything here. Okay, and here you can see that code deploy default all at once. It means that the application will deploy on all the instances, right? On all the instances. But here code deploy default one at time. Okay, it should be all the instances should be healthy, right? And here at least one instance should be healthy. Here at least half of the instances should be healthy. So that is the exact information about that. Okay, exact meaning of that. Okay, so here is percentage. Okay, 80% of EC2 healthy. It means you can also create deployment configuration here. Okay, you can give any name here, and either you can use percentage or the number. Okay, you can give any number. For example, there are 10 in number of instances it is used to deploy the application. Then you can mention the numbers here, or you can mention the percentage here. Okay, so automatically this will be take place. So right now no need load balancer, no need of load balancer, and here by default all at once. Okay, for deployment all at once, that is fine. So perfect. Now the deployment group has been created. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to create the deployment. To create deployment, here development group is development, right? The compute platform should be EC2 on-premise. Development type, that is in place. Then my application is stored in, yes, my application is stored in Amazon S3, right? I have created the bucket there and I enable the versioning, but I have not stored the code or the application there. Okay, but so that's what I have to do right now. Okay, so whatever the application or the code in zip format we are going to store, that is called revision. Okay, so we have to store revision in Amazon S3. So how can we store revision in Amazon S3? Let's take a look. So here is you can see that command AWS deploy push, right? So it means that it will push the application, that is the name of the application and the S3 location. Okay, the and the region also we have to mention here, and then the profile. If you have profile, then you can also check that. So just copy that, right? So my code is here. Okay, so I paste here, and here is aws-devops. The profile has not been created, so okay, Okay, the very first step is that we need to create a profile, right? So okay, I'll tell you that if there is certain error we will get, you come to understand that what I was trying to say. So here if we go to Ireland, that is EU West 1, right? So here is EU West 1, that is fine, region is fine. Okay, then here you can give any name, okay, but in the extension should be .zip, right? So the bucket name should be here, right? The bucket name is here. I have created bucket, that is Herschel Cloud 222. So copy that, and here if I paste, right? So bucket name is successfully placed. Then S3 location is fine, and application name for application name you should go here on CodeDeploy, and here also you can get application name, right? So just paste here application name, and then everything is good. Okay, here you will get error, of course you will get error, right? So here is failed to upload. Why it is not upload? Because the error occurred invalid access key. We do not have access to upload files on S3 bucket. Why we are not having access? Because there is no user, right? If there is some user, okay, who wants to upload file on S3 bucket, then it should have the access key, right? So that is why I want to show you. So here what we have to do, I need to go to IAM, and here users, I am going to add users, right? Username, that is I'm giving here Herschel, give access permission, next. Then what, attach existing policy, right? So that user must have S3 policy, okay? It should have access to S3 bucket. So here if I go S3 and click here, then you can see Amazon S3 full access. So I'm giving him a full access, right? So here is Amazon S3 full access, right? I've created the user, okay, and now you can see access key ID and the secret access key. So access key, right? So right now we need to create a profile. So AWS configure -- profile aws DevOps, right? This is the profile. Whatever the name you want, you can give any name, okay? Right here this is the command, that is AWS configure and the profile, right? So give the name. So access key should be pasted here. So that is the access key. Now secret access key that you will get here, secret access key, copy that key and paste here. Then okay, then you have to mention the region name. The region should be EU West 1. So EU West then 1, right? Okay, then JSON format should be JSON. Okay, so we have already created the profile. Now that is what we want. So deploy, we are now able to deploy the able to upload the code or the application files on S3 bucket. So I hope everything is good here. EU West 1, yeah, everything is perfect. So let's wait for some time. So again there is a access denied exceptions. When calling the registration operation, user Herschel is not authorized to perform code deploy. Okay, it means that it do not have access to code deploy. Why? Because my application, right here is the application, and that is, it should check the that application, okay, which is available in the code deploy. So it should also have the access to code deploy. So right now what we have to do, we have to attach the policy to whom? To user Herschel. So right now, okay, I close this. So here is Herschel, I click here, and now here is two policies attached. So one more policy I need to attach, that is existing policy, that is code deploy. Okay, code deploy. So here you can see AWS code deploy, okay, AWS code deploy full access. So I give full access to Herschel. So I added permission and the 3 policies applied. Okay, so there is one more policy, there are 3 policies. So let's do it again. Let's check if the revision is actually okay. So now revision is created. Okay, so this is okay, so to deploy with this revision. Okay, so revision has been created, and we go there and check on S3, right? So I go to bucket, or I refresh the page. Here Herschel Cloud 222, and here you can see that app.zip, right? So right now, okay, so now we need to go to code deploy. Here now we can select the revision. Okay, so we are on half the way to create deployment. So we are right now creating the deployment. Here my application is stored in Amazon S3. Now it is in S3. Okay, so app.zip, and everything is okay. Okay, no need to change anything. I just want to keep it simple and short, so that's why create deployment. So now it is being created. So let's wait for some time. The status is in progress, right? So you can see progress is 100%, and if you want you can check the events too. Okay, events, view events. So just click here and you can check the status, that is succeeded, and revision. This is the revision. Okay, your application files are available in S3 bucket. Now code deploy will deploy the application from S3 bucket to EC2 instance, right? So this is what happened. So whenever we want to change the application or the version of the code, so every time we have to put the files in S3 bucket. So now you can check here there are event. Okay, we can call it hooks also. So what is the hook and what are the app spec file, right? So we will discuss in detail in the next video, but here are some events that you can see, that application stop, download bundle, before install, after install, then after install, application start, validate services. These are called hooks. Okay, so all the process has been succeeded, and the very first thing what happened, the application which is running on the application or the services which is running on the EC2 instance, that will be stopped. It is the very first step, it is the very first event. Okay, that will be doing. So the HTTP service will be stopped. Because of the HTTP service, the web server will be available to the internet, on the internet, for all over, to to all the people. Okay, so the very first thing, they will stop the service, HTTP service. Then it will download bundle, it will download the files which is available. We can say that revision. Okay, it will download the revision in EC2 instance. Where it will be downloaded, it will be downloaded and stored in var www, then HTML, then index dot file. Okay, so that file, index file, will be stored there. Then before install, okay, the dependencies and all the stuffs that before install is required, so that will be installed here. Then install, right, the install process, whatever the installation is required, it will be here. Okay, so what and when it will be installed, and how it will be installed, so everything will be, I explain you in detail in the next video. Then after install, then application will start again, HTTP service will start, and it will validate the service also. So everything is done. Okay, so now we have successfully deploy web server or the application on EC2 instance. So we go here on EC2 instance, and if I go here, I can see public IP version for DNS. Okay, so just kindly copy that DNS, and here if we paste that DNS, and you can see, congratulations, the web page is available to everyone. Okay, so we have done the most of the part, and I hope that you understand that how can we deploy the application. Okay, so one more thing I want to share with you. Okay, so right now, okay, so there is only one instance we have launched, but I want to add some more. Like I want to create more deployment group. So in that case, how can we do? Okay, so what I do, I just manage. No, here in image and template, you can see launch more like this. Okay, so the similar servers will be launched. Okay, similar EC2 will be launched, EC2 instance will be launched, and all the configuration will be same. Okay, so just launch more like this. So I launch 4. Okay, so if you check the configuration, everything is same to the web server, right? Here you can see. Okay, so if you go to the advanced, and you can see the user data, right? So these are also same. So simply we have to launch the instance, but here we have not selected the key, that is Herschel. Okay, so now launch the instance, and it is being launched. Okay, right. So simply what we have to do, just here. Okay, here I give the name web server, right, and here go to tag and manage tag. Tag is very important here, right? So add the tag in environment. Okay, so give the environment, that is development, save this. Okay, then give the environment to others also. So I give environment in I give the environment name that is prod, right? So I save it. Then again I give environment that is prod. Right, so I have given the tag name that is production, right? Prod servers. These are prod instances. Okay, so what I do, I go to the code commit, code deploy, and here in the application, if I go here, there is one application that is my app, and in that application there is one deployment group. Okay, you can create multiple deployment group. So already there is a development deployment group. You can also create test, you can give name whatever you want. But I would like to give the name that is test or the production. So right now I create the deployment group and I give the name that is production or prod, right? So this is production deployment group, and I can enter the service role, right? Then here EC2, and here if you here, right? So if you click here environment and if you go here prod, there are 4 servers, right? 4 EC2 instances. So that 4 unique match instances automatically reflected, and everything is okay. So code deploy default all at once. If code application will be deployed on every instance at a time, then it will take a long time, right? It will take a lot of time. So the very best thing is that one at a time. It would be better if you deploy the application on one instance at a time, so that would be better. Okay, and okay, so disable the load balancer and create the deployment group. So once you have created the deployment group, so there is an option you will get that is create deployment. Okay, production. Then again there is a revision already we have got, so I just selected the same revision. Okay, and no need to do anything and just create the deployment. So here again, if I go to that EC2 instance and I choose any server, okay, so all the servers have got, and I should check whether it is prod. Okay, so it is prod server. Okay, so last time we check with the development server and the web server was working fine. Okay, we can clearly see the web page. So right now we will check with the prod instance if it will show the web page. So okay, so just click here, and if I where is, okay, DNS, right? So public IP for DNS, right? And I click here, right? I just want to show you that it is a prod server. See, it is a prod server, right? So just go here and I paste and now you can see that again. Okay, so it's very easy, right? And